30-minute gentle yoga class. If you take my classes with Chesterfield County Parks and Rec, I miss you guys. When things get up and running again, I teach this class on Wednesdays at the Huguenot Roads Baptist Church location at 3:15 to 4 o'clock. And I teach it Thursdays at the Stonebridge location from 2:15 to 3 o'clock. I'd love to have you join me when we get up and running again. Those of you that do come and take class with me, I really miss you guys. Hopefully you'll be able to use this until we get back together again. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to just soften your face, your shoulders. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. And I want not just your lungs to expand, but your belly as well. And I want you to focus on that breath, clearing your mind of everything that's going on out there in that world. Just gently jump your chin to your chest and rotate your right ear to your right shoulder and chin to chest and left ear to left shoulder. And let's do that again. Chin to chest and right ear to right shoulder and chin to chest and left ear to left shoulder. Now bringing that head up to neutral, I want you to open your eyes, sit up nice and tall. I want you to look to the right and to the left. So just limbering up that neck a little bit. To the right again and to the left. And then bringing your head back to neutral. I want you to bring your arms down beside you and just roll those shoulders a few times, up, back, and down. Try to release any tension in your neck and shoulders. Use that breath. And now with those arms down beside you, I just want you to inhale, sweep those arms up, and exhale, let them float down. Do that again. Inhale, sweep up, and exhale down. And one more time. Inhale, sweep up, and exhale, let those arms just float down. Then I want you to rotate your wrists and reverse directions. And then I want you to inhale up again, and this time as you exhale, forward fold, starting to open your spine. Letting your neck relax, your shoulders, your hips. And then rolling yourself up again, arms beside you. Inhale, sweep those arms up, and exhale, twist to the right. So we're just getting that spine moving in different directions. And then inhale and exhale, twist to the left. And then coming back to the center, I want you to bring those feet flat on the floor, grab underneath your thighs, and just round back. Letting your chin drop to your chest. And then I want you to roll all the way down to your mat. And I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see me a little better. I want you to hug those knees into your chest and massage that spine. Rotate your ankles. And reverse. And then bringing those feet flat to the floor, palms open toward the ceiling. I want you to press your feet firmly into the mat. Squeeze your belly muscles, squeeze your glute muscles, and peel that spine up off the floor in a bridge position. Make sure you come to your shoulders and not your neck. Lift those hips up. want you to slowly imprint that spine into your mat, one vertebrae at a time, trying to lengthen that spine. And then slide your arms out to the side and drop your knees in one direction. And to the other side. And then come back to the center. I want you to cross one ankle over the opposite thigh and lift up. You're going to stretch that hip. You can grab behind the opposite thigh on top of your shin. You can stay right here and gently press your thigh open a little bit more, whatever feels good. Just no pressure on your knee joint. Keep breathing. And then I want you to switch sides. And then hugging those knees back into your chest, roll yourself up. I want you to come onto all fours. And I want your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Fingertips spread nice and wide. We're going to move through your cat and cow. So I want you to inhale as you exhale, round that spine, arch up, drop your chin and tailbone. And then inhale, tilt and extend in that spine. And exhale, round. Inhale, tilt and extend. And exhale, round. Just use your breath. And then on your next exhale, I want you to press all the way back into child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward. That's your resting posture. Take a few breaths there. Just inhale and exhale. And now I want you to come back up onto all fours. I want you to flex your feet. Inhale and exhale, press back into down dog. Lifting your hips, pressing your head through your arms, elbows spiral in towards your head to separate between your shoulder blades. You should feel the stretch in your back and in the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. And now I want you just to walk your feet, ball the foot to your heel. Get a little blood flow through those feet, ankles, Achilles, calves. And now we're going to stretch that right calf, sink that right heel down and hold it. And then switch to the left. And then just even it out. Heels can reach the mat or not, that either way is fine. And now I want you to look up to your hands and walk your feet forward and forward fold here. Shake out your shoulders, let that back open, your hamstrings stretch, your shoulders relax. And now just slowly roll yourself up to a standing position. Inhale, sweep those arms up. And exhale, just want to come down beside you into a strong mountain pose. Rotate those palms open. Open the chest. Center that weight. And now I'm going to be mirroring you through most of this practice. So I want you to inhale, sweep up and back, and exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, look up into monkey pose. So lift it up halfway to lengthen that spine, flatten your back. And exhale back into your fold. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, sweep up and back. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen that spine in monkey. And exhale back into your fold. And now I want you to keep your right foot forward and step your left foot back. Lift your chest. We're gonna come into a standing lunge. So I want you to press that back hip forward. Keep that right knee over your ankle, not past your toe. You should feel a stretch in this back hip flexor, some strength going on in this front leg, and extend those arms up if you're able. Keep those breaths coming, shoulders back and down, even with those arms up. And now I want you to bring those hands to heart center. I want you to pivot that back heel and drop it. That hip's gonna go back. You wanna press that hip forward, so you're gonna try to square those hips off to the front, moving into warrior one. Extend those arms up. Press into both feet. Keep that back heel grounded. And breathe. And then bringing those hands back down to heart center. You're gonna step in, we're gonna go into a balancing posture, tree pose. So you wanna keep that weight shifted to the right. You're gonna open that left knee to open your hip without twisting. Heel can be at your ankle, and that's where I'm gonna stay, or you can bring that foot anywhere up your leg that you want. Just no pressure on your knee joint. Brace your core, find something still to gaze at, and extend those arms up. Once you get there, 3 breaths. After that 3rd breath, I want you to bring those hands down, extend that, place that foot down and forward fold. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So this time you're gonna keep that left foot forward, step the right foot back, coming up into that lunge position, pressing that back hip forward to stretching that hip flexor, keeping that left knee over your ankle, extend those arms up again, breathe. And then bring those hands to heart center, pivot that back foot, drop that heel, press your hip forward, moving into warrior one. So try to square those hips off, extend those arms up, nice strong posture. And then bringing those hands down again, you're gonna step in for tree pose on this side. So rotate that right knee open to open that hip. Heel at your ankle or up as high as you want. Brace your core, find a focal point, extending those arms up, and this time opening those arms if you can. 3 breaths. After that 3rd breath, inhale and exhale, forward fold. Shake out those legs a little bit. And then rolling yourself back up. We're gonna move into warrior two. I want you to take your right foot out to the side and line that right heel up with the left arch as much as you can. Left foot turned in slightly. I want you to lunge that into that right leg without leaning there. So I want you to continue to press firmly into both feet like you're trying to split that mat apart. And then I want you to extend your arms out, turn your gaze past your right fingers. You want to keep that right knee over your ankle. Lift and breathe. And now I just want you to lean back into proud warrior. Gaze up toward that hand if that feels all right. If you want to take that opposite arm and support your neck, you can. Feel a nice stretch right through here. Inhale again. As you exhale, we're going to move into your right angle. So you can place your hand or your elbow on that thigh. You can slide your hand to your shin. If you have a block, you can go to the block or to the mat. Extending that left arm up, keep that shoulder open. And I want you to inhale, as you exhale, you're gonna windmill that arm around, pivot that back foot around, and I want you to step in so that your feet are beside each other. I want you to lift your chest, moving into chair pose, extend those arms, hips are back, knees don't go past your toes, and breathe. If you need to come up higher, you can, or you can sink a little lower, just keep those hips back. And then inhale and exhale, forward fold, shaking those legs out again. And then roll yourself up. Come around, and we're gonna do that on the other side. So that left foot out to the side, heel of that left foot lined up with the arch of the right as much as you can. We're gonna bend that left knee without leaning that way. So press firmly into both feet, lift your chest, extend those arms out, turn your gaze past your left fingers. Nice deep breaths. Making sure that knee is over your ankle. Then I want you to lean back into that proud warrior or reverse warrior. No pressure on that back knee joint. Gazing up toward that hand if it feels okay. You can support your neck if you want. From here, we're moving to your right angle. So you're gonna bring that hand or elbow down to your thigh, to your shin, the block or the mat. If you don't have a block that you wanna use, like a can or some kind of box, you can. Keep that opposite shoulder open. Find a comfortable position for your neck. And then you're gonna rotate that arm around, pivot that back foot around, step in again. We're gonna go into chair pose again, this time with a little balancing option. Extend those arms. If you can, come up onto the balls of your feet. And then lower those heels, forward fold, and shake out those legs. Just take a breath here. And then roll yourself back up. Rolling those shoulders. Gonna come back around to the front. We're gonna do one more standing series. We're gonna move through triangle pose. So I want you to take your right foot out to the side again, and the left foot out. Heel again lined up with the left arch if you're able. This time we're not gonna go into that lunge. You're gonna keep that right leg straight without locking the knee. So just keep a little bit of softness there. Extend the arms out to the side. You're gonna shift your left hip one way and reach, reach, reach to the right as far as you can, and then tip straight over. Should start to feel a nice stretch through here. That inner thigh, groin area, hamstring attachment. Again, keep the shoulder open, and then if you can, reach that arm long by your ear, create a little space up through here, a nice stretch. And then on your next breath, I want you to rotate toward that thigh in pyramid pose, getting a nice stretch for your hamstring. Again, keep just a slight bend in that knee. Think nose toward the knee, chest toward the thigh. Lifting yourself up, and switching sides, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left heel lined up with that right arch. Keeping that left knee straight without locking it. Extend those arms out, shift that hip one way and reach as far as you can, and then tip straight over. Slide into that. And then if you can, take that arm long by your ear, reach it, work in that range of motion. And then I want you to rotate toward that thigh in your pyramid pose. Stretching that hamstring, just letting yourself melt there. No ouch. And then I'm going to have you walk your hands around. Take those feet to a plie position. Just hinging from those hips. And then I'm going to have you come down to your knees and have a seat. How you feeling? Good, I hope. Before we go into some more stretches for your hips, we're going to do one core exercise. We're going to do a boat. So I want you to lean back. I'll turn this way, you don't have to. I want you to brace your core. Keep your spine long, shoulders away from your ears. Lifting those feet off the floor, you can keep your knees bent. You can release your hands there. You can keep your hands behind your thighs. If you're able, without rounding that spine, keeping that spine long, chest lifted, if you want to extend your legs, you can. If you want to release your arms, you can. I want you to take 3 breaths here. After that 3rd breath, I want you to inhale and exhale, forward fold. And then I want you to roll yourself up. And I want you to cradle your right leg and rock that baby. Getting some movement in that hip joint. We're going to take a hip stretch. We're going to start in hurdler's pose. So I want you to place that right leg down, sweep the left leg behind, keeping both knees bent about 90 degrees and tipping over that front thigh. You should get a nice stretch in that hip. You can stay here, or we're going to move into pigeon pose if you like pigeon pose. If it bothers your knees or is too uncomfortable, then stay right here. The stretch works just fine. If you want to move into pigeon, you're going to lift yourself up off of that right hip. Extend that left leg a little further behind. If you need to change the foot placement, you can. But you're going to walk yourself out, and we're going to hold this for about a minute. Nice deep breaths. Let that hip release. Keep breathing. Gonna hold it for about 10 more seconds. Another couple of deep breaths. And then bring yourself up. Have a seat, sweep that leg around, and we'll switch sides. So cradle that opposite leg, rock that baby. And then placing that foot on the floor, bending that other leg behind you, knees about 90-degree angle. Inhale and exhale, tip forward from that hip, stretching that hip again. We're gonna hold it for a couple of breaths, and then you can transition to pigeon pose or stay right here. If you wanna move into pigeon, come up off that hip, Extend that back leg a little further back there, and then walk yourself out. If you have a block that you would rather have your elbows or forehead on, you can. Otherwise, just right here. We're gonna hold it for about a minute. About 10 more seconds, another couple of deep breaths. And then walk yourself up. Sweep that back leg around. And then I want you to roll into your back, hugging those knees into your chest again. Just rock back and forth on that spine. Again, I want you to rotate your ankles and reverse. And placing those feet on the floor, drop your knees to one side. And then to the other. And then come back to center, bring the soles of your feet together, let those knees fall open. I want you to rotate your jaw. And then just let those lips come together gently. And then I want you to find a comfortable position for your final relaxation in Shavasana. So it may be just like this. You may like corpse pose, legs extended, palms up toward the ceiling. You may like to get socks or a jacket if you're chilly. I want you to find however you're most comfortable. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths, closing those eyes. And then I want you to let those breaths become nice and natural as you focus on relaxing that whole body. Once you start at the crown of your head, once you relax your forehead, your temples, your jaw, soften in your throat and your chest and your belly. Release the sides of your neck and across your shoulders, down your arms to your elbows and wrists and hands and fingers. Release any tension in the back of your neck where you carry stress, between your shoulder blades and down your spine, into your low back, your hips, your glutes, your pelvis. Soften your thighs. Relax your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, and all the parts of your feet, the tops, the heels, the arches, balls of the feet, and your toes. And finally, whatever's pure and noble and right, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things. when you're ready, just roll over into a fetal position. And then gently press your body weight up into a seated posture. I want you to keep your eyes closed. Keep your face and shoulders relaxed. And now just gently drop your chin to your chest. And rotate your right ear to your right shoulder. And chin to chest and left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest. And then bringing your head up to neutral and opening your eyes. Arms beside you. Inhale, sweep those arms up and palms together. And exhale, heart center. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you feel a little more relaxed. Take a nice deep breath, and I hope we'll be together real soon.